Okay, so there's no questions? Okay then, let's just begin. Okay. So the first thing we're going to look at today is Unit 4 grammar, which is future continuous. Future continuous. And how do we form the future continuous? Well, we form future verbs with will, and we know that continuous verbs, continuous tenses are formed with a verb to be and the ing form of the verb. So for the future continuous, we just follow that. Will for the future, plus the verb to be, plus the ing form of the verb. And why do we use this? We use the future continuous to talk about an action that will be in progress at a certain point in the future. So for example, next Wednesday, I'll be going to France. Okay. I won't because of the lockdown, but it's an example. Tomorrow, I will be playing tennis with Bob. Okay, this doesn't have to be a near future. It can be in 100 years. But we always need a certain point. We always need a future time. So next Wednesday, tomorrow, in 100 years, we always need this thing when we use the future continuous in this way. Okay. So we can talk about, we can use the future continuous, will be plus ing, or won't be plus ing, to talk about future actions that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. Okay, so this is what we've just looked at, a specific particular time. Sorry, the potato man is coming around with his van outside. Okay. So when you come out of school tomorrow, I'll be boarding a plane. Okay. So this is the particular point in time when you come out of school, and this is the action that will be in progress. I'll be boarding a plane. Try to call before 8 o'clock. After that, we'll be watching the match. So the point is after 8 o'clock, and the action that will be in progress is we'll be watching the match. And you can visit us during the first week of July. So the particular time is the first week of July. And what will be in progress or what won't be in progress, I won't be working then. So that's the future continuous to talk about a future action at a specific time. We can also use it in this sense here, when we see something we see as new, different, or temporary. So today we're taking the bus, next week we'll be taking the train. So it's something different. He'll be staying with his parents for several months while his father is in recovery. So this is something different. Something. Or something temporary, because his father's in recovery, and then after that, his father won't be in recovery. And will you be starting work earlier with your new job? Okay, so we're talking about change, a new change. Okay, that's pretty much just the grammar of Unit 4. That's all we have, the future continuous. So I would like you to write in the chat a future continuous statement. And just choose your own time, okay? So you can write what you like as long as it uses the future continuous, okay? So in the chat box, go ahead and start doing that. I'll give you a few minutes to think about that and write. Okay, Esteban, that's good. This week I'm staying in my house, but next week I'll be working in my office. So you're talking about something different. Any more? So we just need this weekend, though, not in this weekend. So this weekend, I will be watching Superbikes or Superbike racing. Any more? Okay, let's continue. So that's Unit 4, the future continuous. Unit 5 is the perfect infinitive. Okay. So this is a bit trickier to explain, so I'm not really going to explain it too much. We'll just look at the examples the way the platform does. Okay. So the perfect infinitive. The perfect infinitive is most commonly found in type 3 conditional sentences as part of the conditional perfect, although it can be used in other places as well. The perfect infinitive is formed by the verb to have and the past participle. So this bit here, type 3 conditional sentences. In a platform, they don't use phrase type 1, type 2, type 3, or first, second, or third. They use different terminology. But the third conditional is a condition of regret, or if something different had happened in the past, then things would be different now. So, for example, if I had studied medicine, I would be a doctor now. If she hadn't gone to France, she wouldn't have met her fiancé. Okay, so it's, if something different had happened in the past, then the present would be different. That's what the third conditional is. As with the present infinitive, there are situations where the zero form of the perfect infinitive is required. So the word to is omitted. So we've seen this before, where we don't need to use to use the infinitive all the time. So we omit to. This happens after most modal auxiliaries and in other places where zero infinitives are used. Okay. So he pretended to have seen the film. Okay, so he hadn't seen the film, but he pretended to. Pretended that he had. Before I turn 40, I want to have written a book. I would like to have been to the Taj Mahal when I was in India. If I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. Someone must have broken the window and climbed in. That man may have noticed the bank robber's getaway car. So notice here, we've got three verbs: pretend, want, and like. Yeah. So there are three verbs that we saw in the previous class when we need to use the infinitive after certain verbs. And because it's perfect, it's talking about an experience. And these three, we have would, must, and may. So three modal verbs. And here we omit, we take out the word to. So I would have baked a cake. Someone must have broken the window. The man may have noticed the bank robber's getaway car. So we don't need a to after any modals. So would, should, could, must, may. No to. Okay. Have an example? Think of an example of a perfect infinitive statement. And write it in the chat. Okay, I'll give you a couple of minutes.